The guests and discussions on this show are not endorsed by the show or show host. The content is provided for informational and educational purposes only. Nothing you hear is intended to substitute for medical advice, diagnosis, and/or treatment by a qualified health professional.
Welcome to Health Revolution with V, your integrative health adventure. Welcome to the Health Revolution with V show. I am so excited for my guest today to be here. It's Kimberly Simmons. She is an amazing life and wellness coach. I'll tell you a little bit about Kimberly. Her purpose is to help others live their best life through balanced mind, spirit, and physical health. Kimberly has over 30 years of experience as a personal trainer, nutrition consultant, and spiritual health coach. She believes everyone has a boundless ability to imagine, believe, and achieve desired goals, dreams, and optimal wellness so they can live their life boundless. Hence the name Boundless Life Coaching, LLC. So welcome, Kimberly.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, it's my pleasure to have you here. I'm so excited to be shedding light on you today and what you do. So let's talk first about you. How did you start this journey?
So my journey started really, there's two answers to that. One is a summarization, which is self-reflection, awareness, and enlightenment. And the second answer is more of an explanation. And that is because I had to really sit and look at my life and see, you know, where I was, how did I get to where I am, and take an honest look at that. And throughout that discovery, I realized that I had been carrying a lot of stuff from my childhood, a lot of negativity. The environment wasn't great. And I needed to overcome a lot. And I did overcome a lot. And so I gained a lot of weight in that process, too, of bringing a lot of negativity with me. And so once I made up my mind that I needed to change, it was like a light bulb went off. You know, I started getting healthy. I studied nutrition, health science. I became a personal trainer, took the steps that I needed to overcome and lose the weight. And then the physical aspect was showing. So people were seeing and asking me questions, and I became a health coach. But life coach is a little bit different because it envelops mind, spirit, and body. And I believe fully that complete wellness integrates all of those things. So I didn't find life coaching, it found me.
Of course.
Yeah.
We all start off with our story of how we overcame, right? So that you can share your gifts with other people and help other people to go through the same thing. And I think that's amazing. So from the trauma was birthed this beautiful business that now you're helping other people to heal themselves, the whole body, not just one area of their life.
Yes, yes. And when I have clients, one client that I had, she, you know, I hear a lot about, well, I'm too old for that, or I'm in menopause and I can't do that. I don't have the time. That's all nonsense. It really is mindset. And I have a client who is 60, she's over 60 years old. I worked with her for a year and a half. She lost 110 pounds.
Wow.
And she just looks completely different and so happy. You know?
I think sometimes our excuses, you know, that what keeps us safe from having to experience, you know, because that what you went through, put the weight on, and then to shed that weight, you have to open yourself up, right?
Right. You totally have to really take a true look. But you have to be willing to let those guards down and be real with yourself and be honest. And sometimes it takes a while. For me, it took a while, you know, to get there. All the negativity, I didn't even realize I was in all of it until through my 20s and 30s. My relationships weren't great. I didn't even like myself. It was really dark, you know?
Yeah. But we perpetuate that same thing, right, until we address it.
Yeah, I call it a comfortable dysfunction. I was riding this wave of just being comfortable with the dysfunction. And I got to a point where I was like, I'm not comfortable anymore. This is horrible.
Yeah. So I think most people have to get to that point. I think we have to get to that point of pain. And I think there's probably a lot of people listening right now that are there with that point of pain. So let's explain, what is the purpose of life coaching?
So life coaching is really a partnership, and it's helping someone have a complete space to explore their goals and dreams. And it's to help that person go from where they are in life right now to where they want to be. But having that freedom to explore and really figure out, okay, what are my priorities? How am I going to go about this? What areas am I focused on? And what needs to be focused on in order for me to have that forward momentum? So it's really providing support and guidance through not only experience examples, but, just the process.
Right. Well, what does that process look like? Do you have tools? Do you have like a program? Let's talk about the process. Say I just came to you and I wanted to discuss life coaching.
So I would do a 1-hour consult, about an hour. If it goes over, that's okay. But we would talk. It's just organic conversation to find out where you are. What is it that you're looking for? Are you willing to commit? Because it is a commitment. And it's not just one area. It's mind, spirit, and body. So there's some Bible verses we go over if you're open to that. But meditation, prayer, we talk about nutrition. We talk about, what are your habits, daily habits, work life. It can range from anywhere from career to weight loss. It could be exercise. It could be relationships, financial. It could be in any area of that. And it's just really trying to locate and pinpoint what the balance is with the mind, spirit, and body. Right. So it's just having that conversation and just really figuring out, are we a good match, first of all?
Well,
that's
every
important.
client's different, right? So there's that whole bio-individuality thing. As a certified integrated nutrition health coach, I know that there's that circle of life, right? And we do all those areas you touched on, your joy, your social, your relationships, your work, all of that. So you basically discern in the beginning of the, in that session, you'll then discern where they're out of balance and then discuss with them what that would look like to work with you.
Yes, and it's questions that I ask that are open-ended, of course, and I allow the person to kind of answer their own questions. And that, I think, really hits home a lot more because it's self-discovery. I'm just the guide to help along the way.
Right.
So,
and that's what a good coach does. A lot of times you'll deal with coaches that are like just telling you what to do and telling you what to do. And I believe that life and nutrition and health coaches are more so, try this, see how you do. Let's talk about that. But like you said, allowing people to answer their own question is where the transformation happens for sure.
And it's not so much the question either. Yes, that's a part of it, but what is the solution? So you have a couple of options. What do you think about these? Sometimes people just bring them up automatically, and that's easy. Yeah. That's the easy part.
Well, that's when you say, when you give that to someone and you ask them that question and then you just see that light bulb click. That's like the best feeling in the world when they just go, oh, I had a friend who was like that. She, was talking something about the boyfriend that did whatever, and then a couple questions later, you could see it was like, at her point, at her part in that, right? Until we claim personal responsibility. So that's a big part of being a life coach too, right? Is giving them the empowerment to have that personal responsibility for their life.
Right, and it's accountability as well. And I say to everyone, even in my regular day job, is accountability is love. It's being honest, and it's keeping you on track and keeping me on track. So I equal accountability with love.
100%. I couldn't agree more. On that note, I have to be accountable to my commercial sponsors. So we will be back. Don't go away. We want to thank our sponsors for making the show possible for all of us. And we'll be back in just a moment with Kimberly to get some more awesome information from her.
Forever Young Stewart can help you look and feel your best with our amazing aesthetic services, IV therapies, and bioidentical hormone replacement therapy. These services and more will aid in your overall physical and mental health. Please visit us at foreveryoungstewart.com. That's the number 4, everyoungstewart.com.
Have you been told that you need to cut way back on sugars due to a health condition? Do you find yourself struggling to give up the sugars even though you know your health depends upon it? If you answered yes, my online Hidden Sugars class is for you. Take charge of your health and visit eatingwithv.com and take the class.
Apex Electric is a family-owned and operated, licensed and insured electrical contractor with over 30 years of experience. No job is too big or too small. With free estimates and a 1-year warranty, Apex Electric is your premier contractor on the Treasure Coast. AAPEXElectricinc.com.
Google Bins Pest Control, Florida. Got bugs, you know what to do. Call 772-878-1972.
Welcome back to the Health Revolution with V show. I am here with Kimberly Simmons, an amazing life and wellness coach, and she's sharing some awesome information with us. We're going to get right back to it because there's so much to talk about and so little time. So Kimberly, we were talking a little bit on the break, and I would love for you to tell us, what is a nutritarian consultant?
Okay, so in my early beginnings, becoming a health coach and obviously studying nutrition, I got really into understanding the nutritional value of the foods, of course, right? I wanted to put the best things into my body. And I stumbled upon Dr. Joel Fuhrman, who is a nutritarian. He's a doctor in New Jersey. He's wonderful to follow. So I got a lot of information from him, and even my health coaching job here in Florida that I had when I first moved here, we referenced his book, Eat for Life, a lot. So very insightful. I learned a lot about protein, of course, the carbohydrates, the protein, the fats, everything.
All your macronutrients.
Yes, the macronutrients, as far as, balance there and what to put in my body and not, and how to coach people on that. And honestly, during my health coach position here in Florida, there were a lot of people who did not want to adopt that because it's plant-based. You start plant-based, and that's where the nutrients are, and then you build up from there. And so I had a client who did not want to be involved in it, had no choice to be involved in it because it was the job, and it was part of his membership. And baby steps, it took baby steps to get him to just try a little bit. Just start increasing the vegetables, make that your main, and then make the protein the side, stuff like that. Little bits and pieces. And he wound up losing 25 pounds rather quickly. Men tend to do that.
Yes.
And he was really happy. He was very rough around the edges in the beginning, but wound up being very happy, graduated the program, and went on his merry way. So sometimes it takes a little bit of insight and a little bit of patience, a lot of bit of patience.
Well, we have to remember, and a lot of the people listening have been accustomed to eating whatever, right? We're stopping at fast food because we think that's food. There's nothing about that that's food. You're stopping at, a restaurants and eating out to dinner 5-6 nights a week. Again, you don't know what's going into that food. So people aren't used to, number one, cooking their own food, a lot of people, but then actually cooking in a way with more vegetables and more. I use my best friend as an example a lot. Like, she never liked eating vegetables. Like, how do you not eat vegetables? Like, I would die if I couldn't eat vegetables. And so now, finally, after 30 years, she's coming around and eating vegetables. Like, yes, I did it. I didn't do it. She did it. But the constant, like, here, try this. Here, try this. And I agree with you. Until they have that experience of it, they're not going to shift it. And they don't want to.
And it takes some time, and you have to be consistent. So consistency is definitely a key.
So you're a consistent patient coach with accountability.
Yes, absolutely.
I love it. Consistent patient accountable. Get that, folks. So to find her, okay, so you want to find Kimberly, you're going to go to Facebook. At this particular juncture, you're going to go to Facebook and find Boundless Life Coaching LLC, correct?
Correct.
Boundless Life Coaching LLC. And we'll put a link to her website into the information for the show. So we want to make sure you can find her, because I'm sure you have lots of questions for her right now. But let's talk about, I really would like to talk about some of your success stories, because those are the fun part. Give us some different examples.
So I'll give you an example of the person that I mentioned earlier. Her name is Lene. She gave me permission to use her name. But we had been together for a year and a half, working. She had the spiritual down pat. She was good. Spiritual wellness was very strong. But as far as having a busy life and running around and being a mom and, you know, trying to get the housework done and everything that she had to do there, on top of now taking care of herself, you know, it took a little bit of time to get her attention over to, you know, you have to take care of yourself. If you don't take care of yourself, you can't take care of other people. And to really just absorb that was a challenge for her. And slowly, you know, we worked on her food. She would send me food logs all the time. That's one of the main things, is logging your food, seeing where you're at, being honest, looking at it, and just making little changes from there. It's not changing the whole thing at once, because not anybody is successful usually doing that. So we had to work together on the food and do suggestions and recipes. And she really adopted it very well. She went straight vegetarian after, I would say, about 4 months. I can remember right. And so she was just all about the vegetables. She did legumes, you know, she went that route. And she started exercising when she had enough weight off, because she had quite a bit to lose, 110 pounds.
Wow.
Actually, I think it was more than that, but she got to 110, and that was good for her. So, you know, and working through the exercise, giving her programs and suggestions and resources. We talked often. We talked more than once a week, and it was so worth it, because her energy skyrocketed. She was just so happy. And she was
her
happy.
Body transformed.
Her body.
When you
transformed.
shed 110 pounds, like just the thought of it, like your lungs work better, your everything, your joints, your structural system, your heart, all of it, like
the blood levels, all the cholesterol. She looked completely different, did not look like the same person whatsoever.
Wow. She must have been so excited and felt so good. I think I find that once you feel really good, you don't want to go back.
It's true.
And we don't want to take a commercial, but we really have to. So don't go away. We're going to honor our commercial sponsors, and we'll be back with Kimberly in just a moment. The Health Revolution with V Show is your hub for all things integrative, holistic, and natural health on the Treasure Coast. If you are in the natural health arena and would like to be on the show and or advertise with us, please visit eatingwithv.com and click Health Revolution with V.
Harmony Music Lounge is an oasis for music lovers of all ages. It's a true listening room with live entertainment 6 nights a week. This eclectic vintage venue features a wide range of genres, plus special events. It's one of those places you just have to experience for yourself. Prices are affordable, the live music is exceptional. Downtown Fort Pierce, 1 block from the City Marina.
Is your insurance company telling you that you have to replace your roof? Nice Roofing is a family and veteran-owned and operated local business. Choose peace of mind and quality work with this Owens Corning Platinum Certified contractor. Join thousands of satisfied customers. Visit niceroofing.com.
At 2 Men and a Truck, we'll treat you and your belongings like we'd treat our own grandmas.
Here we go! Hi, hello there.
Welcome.
Whether we're moving you across town or even across the country.
Visit 2 Men and a Truck, TreasureCoast.com.
Welcome back to the Health Revolution with V Show. We want to make sure that you can find Kimberly Simmons, our certified life and wellness coach with Boundless Life Coaching LLC. If you've missed any part of this show, please go back and watch. There is so much great information in here that you'll want to hear from Kimberly. But her Facebook, for right now, go to Facebook, Boundless Life Coaching LLC. On Facebook. That's Boundless Life Coaching LLC. And we will post her link in the information for the show. So let's get back to it, Kimberly. We still have a lot to talk about, but not a lot of time. Okay, so what I would like to know is, who is your ideal client?
Ideal client would be anybody, well, I'll start with anyone who is willing to explore enlightenment, who wants to increase their quality of life, who is open to commitment on mind, spirit, and body balance, because it is a very big commitment. I don't take that lightly. It's serious. I will tell you that most of my clients are women that are over 40. And my success story that I talked about, she was over 60. So I'm willing to talk with anybody. And again, through that consultation, we get to figure out if I'm a right fit, if you're a right fit, if this is a right thing that you want to do and move forward. But yeah, she was over 60. So it doesn't matter what age, as long as you're willing to take the steps to go through the process.
I couldn't agree more. I think that coaching in general is a commitment. And if you don't like accountability and you really don't want to get results, then you don't need a coach. But you do need to commit yourself, right? You want to be healthy, you want to feel good. And Kimberly is ready to discuss with you if you would be a fit for each other. But in the interim, I know that you have a practice that you're going to share with us that someone can immediately do to begin to balance themselves.
Yes.
So let's talk about that.
So meditation is really important to me. And I think that we live in such a busy lifestyle, busy work, busy everything. Everything is taking our attention away from ourselves. And this is not being selfish, but self-care is extremely important. I said before, if we don't take care of ourselves, we can't take care of anybody else. And we women are nurturers. So it's really important that we take care of ourselves. So I would say to put in practice right away is to be still. And it's really hard. Just try for 5 minutes to sit still with nothing, no music, no TV. Try to calm your thoughts. If you can get that far, 5 minutes, then bring in gratitude. Gratitude is extremely important for the heart, the mind, the body, the soul, everything, your environment, the people in your life. When we focus on gratitude, it not only medically is proven that it lowers blood pressure, it increases peace, it helps with your overall health, again, relationships, work relationship, everything. When we stop and just take a moment and think of the things that we're grateful for, it improves everything across the board. So that's one way to start balancing wellness.
I agree with that 1000%. And I think once we start quieting our mind, like I have a friend who is like constant monkey mind, which used to be me years ago. Many years ago, I was a monkey mind. And when I learned to quiet that beast, like in any moment of the day, I can just shut it off, which is so nice.
Yeah.
And I think that that's great advice to give someone for sure. And what is one big takeaway that you want to share? What do you want the listeners to take away from this show today?
I want the listeners to take away that anything is possible, that it does not matter age. It does not matter where you are in life, what you've been through. Anything is possible and you can attain your dreams, your goals, and live your best life. You can bring your dreams to reality. It is possible.
There you go. You have an accountability, life, and wellness coach that is telling you it is 100% possible. And you have Veronica from Eating with V agreeing 100%. I feel like having that accountability makes all of the difference. And for the meditation side of it, just to bring that back in real quick before we have to run, is if you set a timer on your phone and just try to bring yourself to your breath. I think that makes it easier. Just focus on your breathing. And that will help you. So Kimberly, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you for having me.
It was such a pleasure to have you here. Kimberly is Boundless Life Coaching LLC. You can find her on Facebook. And if you want to see any of the Health Revolution with V shows, you can visit eatingwithv.com. That's eatingwithv.com. I am Veronica Kolbev, Certified Integrative Nutrition Health Coach, and we'll see you on the next episode of Health Revolution with V.